Hello, good morning, and welcome to another wonderful edition of your number one educative and interactive program on radio. This is Front Radio live from the top studios of your award-winning radio station, Sobi 101.9 FM, here in Ilorin, the Kwara State capital, North Central Nigeria. I am Abdullahi Dari Akogun. The rising insecurity in the state, that's Kwara State, for some time has been a source of concern for residents and critical stakeholders in the state, with different cases reported in different parts of the state. Last week, we have different reports about attacks, ritual killings, murders, and so on in different parts of the day. And starting with the latest one on Saturday, 12th of June, 2021, there was a report of one Mr. Zahid Zakaria with his colleague of Bindofu area in Lafiaji local government, in Edu local government area of the state, who reported an incident at the NSCDC office, Lafiaji division, that they went to their farm at about 9 a.m. in the morning, where they met a large herd of cattle grazing on their rice farm. And as they tried to pursue the cattle, the herders, in the process, removed his cutlass and chopped off the farmer's right hand and escaped. On Friday, that is on 11th of June, the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps paraded some suspects for allegedly stealing cows belonging to one Alhaji Megiwa of Gwanara district in Barutin local government area of Kwara State. According to information gathered, it was revealed that the arrest was made by the Agro Rangers of the Corps, secured to reports received 3 weeks ago about some missing cows. The suspects, while being questioned, also admitted to have stolen a motorcycle belonging to a villager. On Thursday, that is June 10, at about 12 a.m., one Asana Mohammed of Yarugaba compound in Kayama local government was murdered and her body dumped along the road in Kayama by some suspected ritualists. Also, according to information gathered, the deceased was not found at home and she was not picking her phone calls when calls are put to it. And security agencies were alerted and vigilantes on search of the lady found the body on the road. And upon medical examination, it was discovered that vital parts of her body have been removed. On Wednesday, that is on June 9, there was a report of a man, Salisu Haruno, a native of Ikotu village in the local government area of the state, was reportedly shot on the arm on his way to Offa by unknown gunmen. The victim luckily escaped with wounds on his arm from his gunshot. And still on Wednesday, it was reported that some suspected herdsmen ambushed and murdered 4 local hunters who are members of a vigilante group at Faje community in Asa local government area of Kwara State. The incident happened on Tuesday evening. It was learned that the 5 local hunters were attacked by their assailants at about 7 p.m. on a bushy pathway a few meters away from the village. 3 of the hunters were killed by the suspected herdsmen, while 2 others who sustained gunshot injuries ran back to the village to alert members of the community. One of the 2 later died the following day. And according to information, however, before the villagers got there, the headmen had fled with one of the hunters' 2 motorcycles, abandoning the other one the road to the area. 2 of the victims were siblings. Member of the community said the herdsmen had earlier abducted a hunter in the community. The residents say the abducted villager raised the alarm by using his phone to make calls to his colleague to tell them what had happened, including the location of the attackers. And according to him, the 5 hunters were going to rescue their abducted colleague when they ran into an ambush. The herders also reportedly attacked a tomato farmer, Akim Adeboyimbo, at another location in the local government, that is Bala community, in his farm. He was reportedly given multiple machete cuts, and doctors are said to be battling to save his life at the private hospital in Ote community. The issue, especially at Bala, nearly degenerated into crisis as youths from the community attempted to take up arms and go into the bushes to face the alleged attackers, but it took the effort of the combined team of security agencies, to calm the situation and assurance that the perpetrators will be brought to book. Now to our talking point today, looking at this different incident in the state in the last 7 days, we want to be looking at what is the security agencies doing in the state to ensure that the lives and properties of residents is well protected. And joining me in the studio this morning to discuss this issue is the PRO of the NSCDC Kwara State Command, Mr. Babawale Zaid Afolabi. Good morning, sir, and welcome to the program.
Good morning.
All right, remember you can also be part of this program by going to our Facebook page, that's Sobi 101.9 FM, to like the page, and you will get unfettered access to watch us live in the studio, where you can also drop your comments, observation, or questions as the case may be. You can also call the studio line when the lines are open for your comment, suggestion, and observation. Now, PPRO, let's just dive into this. In the outgone week, there have been different reported cases of criminal activities in the states. What do you think can be ascribed to these rising case of these activities or criminal elements in the states?
Thank you very much. First, I want us to know something, that the absence of security is insecurity. Okay. And the absence of insecurity is security. And if you notice, maybe in any state or any country whereby there is insecurity, every potential citizen in that state, they will be beneficiary, which means if the security is okay. And in any state or any society whereby there is insecurity, every potential citizen will be victim. So, and in the case of Kwara State, we noticed that for some months now, so many things have been going on, which shouldn't be. We've seen Kwara State to be one of the peaceful states all over the federation, but now reverses the case. Due to our findings and due to our investigations, we noticed that we had some loopholes, and these people are not Nigerians.
Okay.
Some are from Benin Republic, some are from Niger Republic, and these are the things going on now. So the case of banditry, the case of kidnapping, and the likes, that's what we are having incident cases here in Kwara State. But you could say that security is not a collective, it's a collective responsibility. So we can't do it all alone. That's why all the things we're doing, you see, all these facts and all these people we are apprehending, is through the help of the information we are gathering.
Okay, now, before I even go to that, now you've said that probably these people most of them are largely foreigners.
They are not Nigerians.
Yes, most of them, but at least there are some Nigerians among them. Now, since the command knows this, what is the command doing, specifically to ensure that these activities, one, are prevented, and secondly, the perpetrators, are brought to book?
Thank you very much. In all the borders that, the entries here in Kwara State, if you notice very well, you see some of our officers and men of the call, armsmen, they're there. And some few days ago, we had a show of force. In order to, and that show of force, we can place it in two ways. Number one, to let the innocent citizen know that Kwara State is a peaceful state, that the security are there to protect them, talking about their lives and properties. And again, to let these perpetrators know that hands are on deck, that yes, the security, we are on top of our game, and they should be very, very careful. So the security, we are not just doing it all alone. The Nigerian police and all other sister agencies, we are working together in order to apprehend all these bad people.
Okay, now, community policing, has been identified as one of the ways, crime can be prevented, curbed in our, community. Is there a relationship and collaboration with the corps and community development association in the state, or like, for example, like the Learning Emirates and Progressive Union, there are some associations, community-based association. Is there any kind of
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, my brother. When we're talking about community policing, we're talking about civil defense, because all over the 774 local governments, all over the federation, we have our divisions, and even in all those divisions, in 80% of all these divisions, we have our outposts. So we work together with the likes of Vigilante, with the likes of all these the local, guards. We work together with them, and they even give us more information. So we will say that these we've started these talking about community policing. That's what we're doing. Yes. So and it's really helping.
So how is the response so far?
The response has been tremendous. So many of our information, so many of our work today is through this community policing. Because we work together with the Obas, the Emirates, and the Bales and the like. So they give us more information, and it makes our work to go on well.
Okay, now for example, probably there is a community not only in the rural areas, also here in the major city here.
Okay.
You see, have like, you know, you have community development organization that they meet every probably once in a month or twice a month,
No,
to talk about the issue.
most of the time they meet every fortnight, and
Okay.
at times, you know, there are times in some environments where the landlords where they meet. At times, civil defense officers, we do go there together
Okay,
to
okay.
have security meetings.
Okay,
with them.
that actually, you know, take me to my next question now.
Yeah.
Since your officers, you know, attend this meeting,
Yeah.
some communities probably that are not doing this, or they don't know that they have an access to the core, you know, to invite them to their community to attend their meeting. How can they be part of these arrangements? Like,
And that's
they
why
want- they want the
we,
core?
you know, we do have enlightenment programs, just like the one we're having now. Apart from that, civil defense, we have our own program we run every Tuesdays. I don't want to mention the name of the
Okay.
station, but then, so we educate people. We talk security, because security, you know, like I said, is a collective responsibility. We can't do it all alone. So we are doing this program to enlighten people, to give them security tips so that nothing evil will happen to them.
Okay, now in case you are listening to us at home and you want to be part of this program, the numbers to call are 0051 899-241, 08051 899-241, and 07088 507888, 07088507888. Those are the two numbers to call, and it is important to remind our esteemed listeners that all forms of abusive or content languages on anyone while making our contributions will not be tolerated. In essence, all contributions should be made without name callings, especially to the politically exposed persons or any ethnic or individual, whether religious or what have you, that you might have one or two things to say about. Let us be cautious of what we say on air, and even if we were not, we will not allow that on the airways, and anyone that tried that will be cut off immediately. And we always want to ensure that all of us, we are responsible in our contribution. And I think we have our first call on the program this morning. Hello, good morning. Hello. Hello. Please do try and call us back if you can. That line is not clear. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir. Your name and where you are calling us from, please.
My name is Bola Alashoku from Taogubo.
Okay, Bola from Taogubo. Let's have a contribution or caution.
The first contribution, I'm trying to hear what the Nigeria because and citizens.
Thank you.
My own advice for our youth president is Raja Kanaka. Let me help that student, especially the department of the Agorija Unit. They need a lot of money for the go to the police, the longer sit and hospital. We have a department. That department is different. It's totally department because of the arms men and everything. Because of the Fulani issue and everything. If you have a motto, you carry the issue. The issue of the vigilante. The issue of vigilante and civil defense is a good platform. Thank you. Please respect to the Lawrence command.
All right. Thank you very much. I think he's actually calling on the state government to provide more.
He's talking more about the patrol vans.
Okay.
You know, actually, Agro Ranger unit of the Nigerian Security and Field Defense Corps happened to be the baby of the command,
Okay.
and it's doing, it's really working well, because in the northern part. The people in this department, they work more with the farmers and with the herders, because this is a department, a unit whereby it serves as mediator between the farmers and the herders. So we notice that in the northern part, so many, you know, with the beefs between the herders.
Somebody's on. Hello, good morning. Yeah, hello, good morning. Your name and where you are calling us from, please. That line is not too clear. Do try and call us back if you can. So, go on, sir.
So talking about the Agro-Region unit of NSCDC, yes, they had the one, they serve as mediators between the farmers and the herders. And in the northern part, the federal government, they may feel that we have to come with this unit because they notice that most herders and farmers, they are always at loggerheads. So, and we've been trying hard in order to settle disputes between them. And in some places in the northern part, we notice we have some of our officers and men that do take roll calls of farmers that do enter their farms, and when they're through, they take roll calls again, because they notice that at times when they enter the bush or their farm, they notice that not all of them return back.
Okay. All right, thank you very much. I think we just have to take a short a break now, and when we
Okay.
come back and let the program continue. Please don't change the dial. All right, you are welcome back. In case you are just joining us, the program is Home Front to let you live from the A-Top studios of Sobi 101.9 FM here in Ilorin, the Kwara State capital. And what we are looking at on the program today is the rising insecurity and activities of criminals in the state of Harmony, and what are the security agencies doing to nip it in the bud. And I see having in the studio with me the PRO of the NSCDC Kwara State Command, Mr. Babawale Zaid Afolabi, who has been giving us the effort of the command in ensuring that the state is safe and properties and life are well secured. And we say before we go on the break, if you want to be part of the program, the numbers to call is 0051 899 0051 899 070 88507888. Let's see if we have a caller before I come back to the prayer. Hello, good morning. Yeah, good morning. Your name and where you're calling from. Okay, thank you very much for joining us on the program.
The civil defense.
Good morning.
Yes, me personally, I know the effort the civil defense are doing to make sure that security of life and property of the citizens of this country is well catered for. At least I can witness a Kayaman and Ofa.
Okay.
They believe in civil defense very well. These two divisions, they really work hand in hand with civil defense. I can testify with this.
Okay.
But other local governments are going to make sure that the enlightenment, people should see civil defense as the kind of the organization that they come. Partner with that, we give them what they are expecting. I think it's what what is civil defense lacking now. Some local government did not know that if they have problems, they can work towards civil defense. Very well that they will get kind of really reasonable justice from them.
Okay.
I think you should try and make sure that you exercise other local government to partner with the core. God bless the civil defense and the Nigeria at large.
Thank you very much, and God bless you too. Let's take this second call before we reach to discuss. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
Thank you, Olusegun Joseph.
Okay.
From Olorunshogo.
Mr. Alusha, John, thank you for joining us on the program this morning.
Thank you. I want to ask the PRO there that the directive of President Muhammadu Buhari that anybody caught with AK-47 who is not a security man or agent, that should be shot at sight. How far are they going about this? And is it just mere talk, or the PRO and the people have not, because we've not heard that all these happenings around the Kwara State, they shot somebody with their or certified gold they are carrying around.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. I think you got the two messages from the callers. The first one is talking about what are you doing in other local government to ensure that like enlightenment kind of that people will know that the civil defense is actually in their local government.
Just like I said, that what we need is try to increase more in our enlightenment program, and I said that's the reason why we have to come up with a program whereby we let the people know the rules and regulations, the core mandates, and what we're doing at Nigeria Security and Defense Corps. Some don't even know some of the things we're doing. Some believe our jobs it's overlapping, but that's not true. It's through this enlightenment that make people to understand, to know what we're doing. For instance, we have a unit called the Peace and Conflicts Resolution Unit.
Okay.
Most people don't know that they can come around and benefit from there. And talking about this unit, you don't have to go and pick your lawyer or anybody, maybe in order to settle your dispute. Maybe somebody, somebody pick up your land, or maybe husband and wife, they are in rancor and the likes, you can come to civil defense without even having your lawyer. And we've settled a lot of cases, so free of charge.
Okay.
So, and through this enlightenment program, we make them understand that these and these are what we do. So, like this person that called now, well, there are some things we need that's not making our work going on well. That is the tools to work.
Okay.
Well, we know that the federal government, is trying, the state government also is trying, but we still want them to do more.
Okay.
If you have enough vans, enough patrol vans, definitely you see us in your area. So I think the reason why we've not been seen in some of the part of the state is because maybe we didn't have enough tools to work.
Okay. Okay. Now,
Yes.
the
And
second
the
one.
second one, the talking about
how many people have the shots that are carrying AK-47?
and actually, anyone we see with either light arms or ammunition, the person will be arrested.
Okay.
So you don't have just to kill the person.
Okay.
So you make sure you apprehend, you kill the as in you arrest the person.
Okay.
Rather than you kill. Definitely the person is with rifle.
Okay.
But then he's not using it to shoot or to do anything. But immediately we notice the person will be arrested.
Oh, yeah. Has there been
Not
any
just-
arrest?
And we've made some.
Oh.
We've made some.
Okay. Now, before we see, like, okay, let's see if we have a caller.
Okay.
Before I ask you my final question, before we see our buyer on the program this morning. Okay. Let's see the second one. Okay. Now we don't have a caller. My own question is simple. Now they made some arrests in recent weeks. We know that the courts are not in session. Fine. Then over the weekend they say that the workers have suspended their strikes. The people that you have arrested, how many maybe convictions you have been able to get from the numerous arrests from these criminal activities? Probably the last 1 month or 2 months, or in the last quarter.
Actually, we had a lot of arrests, but I can just precisely say these
Okay.
because we have the legal unit
Okay.
where we have our baristas operating.
Okay.
So, and there are so many cases that are supposed to be taken to court, but
Okay.
because of the bridges. But right now that the court, now that it's open now, definitely all those cases will be charged to court.
All right, thank you very much. Now, your final words, advice, one to the people, then probably request to the government.
Well, first to the government,
Okay.
that civil defense, we have able bodies, we have people that are willing to work, and we are still doing our best. But we want the state government to help us out in the area of patrol vans. If
Okay.
we can get these to make our work to be more easier. And from me, my advice to the people out there is, the precondition to freedom is security, and security is a collective responsibility. We have a slogan in civil defense, a kind of cliche, that is, if you see something, you say something.
Okay.
So in some advanced countries, you see people, the reason why security is effective there is because people give them information. We
Okay.
work on it, we feed on information. We security officers, we are not magicians, whether we miracle workers, but we feed on the information you give. So you people, our doors are open at any time. You can come to civil defense, come to our office, come and lodge your complaint, or we have suggestion box. Just come and drop what you have in the suggestion box, and we swing to action.
All right, thank you. Is there any probably phone number? Some people might be scared of coming to your office. Probably there is a phone number they might call to give information.
Yeah,
You can quickly do that.
let me give you our hotline. You can call us on 080
Okay, 00
6225
6225
41
4163.
63.
You can
Or you
call it
can-
again.
080
00
6225
6225
41
4163.
63. Or you can call 090
090
733
733
71
71
297.
297.
Yeah.
Those numbers are the two security, that's the NSCDC numbers. If you have any probably information, suggestion, or observation that you want to pass across to the State Command of the Kwara State Civil Defense Corps. Thank you very much, Mr. Babawale Zaid Afolabi, for being on the program this morning.
It's been a pleasure.
We really appreciate your time, and we hope that when you call us sometimes again, you will definitely oblige us.
Definitely.
Thank you very much. That's why we're wrapping up the program for today. Special thanks to the guys in the studio that has made this possible for us to have a each free program today, and also to our listeners, those on terrestrial and those watching us on Facebook, those who called and others who tried to call in but were not successful. We sincerely appreciate your support all the time on the program. Next week is another edition of the program, same time, same station. I'm Abdullahi Dari Akogun. Do have a lovely day.